For the taste is the Pinterest, because they are the best.
Over something at home.
Christmas presents, maybe?
Christmas presents, don't tell the kids. But, yeah, I'm a bit scared that they know where they are.
Right.
So I get home from work and I stand guard.
Okay, I'm going to guess inside the wardrobe.
I'm not giving it away in case they're watching.
Okay.
Okay, we've got, for our second item of vocabulary, a related concept, but slightly different.
Yeah, so from the Telegraph, we have Blitzen, Dasher, Sage and Onion, the alpacas guarding a gang of Christmas turkeys. And within that story, we have the names of all these alpacas, and it says they are now keeping watch over the copper's 24,000 turkeys.
So keeping watch, meaning paying close attention to a situation so you can react to any problems that might happen. Keeping watch. What's the difference between keeping watch and standing guard?
They're kind of similar, I think. Standing guard has a lot to do with the position. You're upright, you've got a weapon, and you're protecting something from danger. When you're keeping watch, it can have a very similar meaning. It can be used in military situations, but it also means keeping watch means looking to see what might happen. So it's a kind of just in case, or you're expecting a change, you don't know what, but you have to watch it very carefully. So when you're cooking your Christmas dinner, Neil, if
my turkey.
You're cooking your turkey.
Which hasn't quite been saved by the alpaca, let's face it.
If the alpacas don't manage to save it from your oven,
yes.
You have to keep watch to make sure it doesn't burn. So you're watching, checking occasionally, not forgetting about it, paying attention. Yes, keep watch. Yeah.
Next, we have brainchild. How is that appearing?
Okay, so brainchild in the BBC News headline is the alpacas protecting 24,000 Christmas turkeys, and in the story we have again the names of these alpacas, and it's telling us that this was the brainchild of Tom Coppas.
Okay, well I know what a brain is, I know what a child is.
Yep.
Does a child come out of the brain? I don't understand, Catherine.
I will explain it to you, Neil. Out of your brain actually comes a thought or an idea, and if this idea is really special to you, it's really precious, you're really proud of it, maybe nobody thought of it before, you can call this idea a brainchild. So it means a wonderful original idea that you're really it's really special and you're proud of it. It's
like the alpacas.
Yeah, exactly. This guy had this great idea, let's use alpacas on an English farm, and that was a brainchild because, okay, it's really common in some countries, but here it was quite a sparky idea.
Yeah, yeah. I had a brainchild, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I suggested that we wear our festive Christmassy jumpers for this programme.
You did.
Which we both have.
We both have, Neil, but some more successfully. I'm a bit disappointed in yours, actually, when you compare it to mine, which I'm going to stand up and display. So I have a full seasonal scene on my jumper. We've got the robin skating on ice.
Snow.
Yeah, nighttime scene. It's fabulous.
I've got snowflakes. Is that not good enough?
Neil, yours is just a Scandi jumper. You wear it all year round.
So
it's not very impressive.
You're trying to tell me that I conned you into wearing a silly jumper to work?
I do feel a little bit ripped off.
In that case, just to make it even,
my
brainchild.
Santa Heart.
Do I look stupid enough now?
You look fabulous.
Okay, good.
Good.
Shall we go to our Facebook challenge?
Let's do that.
So, yes, I asked a Christmas-related question. According to the English expression, who or what doesn't vote for Christmas? Is it A, Santa, B, Brussels sprouts, or C, turkeys?
Okay, and we had a fantastic response on Facebook as usual. Quite a lot of people thought Santa, presumably Santa has a lot of work to do and it was maybe an idea that he doesn't really want to do it. But in fact, Jan Lopez told us C, turkeys would make sense. I've never heard from them, but I'm pretty sure they are not so fond of Christmas time, and that's absolutely the right idea. Turkeys probably don't like Christmas because they go in the oven and get eaten.
Yeah.
Would you want that if you were a turkey?
Absolutely not.
Not really.
No, the alpacas wouldn't have done their job, would they?
No.
Yes, so turkeys voting for Christmas, that could be in an everyday situation. For example, workers voting for a pay cut or something like that.
Yeah.
Agreeing to a pay cut. You
Yeah.
could say, well, that's a bit strange. That's like turkeys voting for Christmas.
Absolutely. Use that expression, like turkeys voting for Christmas, when people agree to do something that actually is not beneficial to them.
No. But now we're going to do something that is beneficial,
Yeah.
which is recapping the vocabulary.
Let's go. So the first vocabulary item was standing guard, which means protecting something to make sure it stays safe or doesn't escape. Then we had keeping watch, meaning pay close attention to a situation so you can react to any problems. And we had a brainchild, which describes somebody's plan or original idea.
Okay, well, if you'd like a test to quiz yourself on today's vocabulary, you can go to our website and find one at bbclearningenglish.com, where there's all sorts of other activities to help you improve your English. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
News review.
My photo taste is the Pinterest because they are the best. Link to link, a link to flick.
Hi, my name is Marwa and I'm an architect. I was born and raised in Homs, a city in the central western part of Syria, and I've always lived here. After 6 years of war, Homs is now a half-destroyed city. My family and I were lucky our place is still standing, although for 2 years we were like prisoners at home. Outside there were demonstrations, then battles, then bombing, then snipers. My husband and I used to run an architecture studio in the old town main square. It's gone, as is most of the old town itself. Half of the city's other neighborhoods are now rubble. Since the ceasefire in later 2015, large parts of Homs have been more or less quiet. The economy is completely broken, yet people are still fighting. The merchants who had stalls in the old city market now trade out of sheds on the streets. Under our apartment, there is a carpenter, sweet shops, a butcher, a printing house, workshops, among many more. I have started teaching part-time, and with my husband, who juggles several jobs, we've opened a small bookshop. Other people do all sorts of jobs to get by. When I look at my destroyed city, of course I ask myself, what has led to this senseless war? Syria was largely
Hello. This is my first trip. First time in life, I'm outside of the walls of Gaza. I'm so happy to be here. My ambition always was to be a pilot, to fly a plane, to feel free to fly the sky, to touch the sky. But that didn't happen. Simply, I live in Gaza. There is no airport. All borders are closed on every side. We live in one of the biggest prisons in the world. The only thing I can do is just to look up to the sky. On some days, we are lucky. We have electricity for 4 or 5 hours. When it's cold, we make a fire in the front or on the roof of our homes. Sometimes we make food too. My job in Gaza is to arrange everything to journalists who come to my homeland to tell stories about what's going on in Gaza. Many mornings, I had to go to the border area to collect a journalist. If anything should happen to the journalist, or if the journalist decide to cover a story the government doesn't want us to cover, bad things could happen. Navigating through my country, helping journalists, filmmakers, news crews is my working life. I believe my success comes from building a relationship not only with journalists and the news crews, but also with the communities in the Gaza Strip. These communities who don't want their stories to be told. I never look to them as stories or numbers, but like Like me, they are a human being. I have built up many relationships over 10 years. And guess what? This gives me the chance to get access to people, to stories others can't. In some certain situation, I feel as a woman, I have more power. Many male journalists in my society, they want to cover a story about drug addiction in my country. That problem started, the Gaza tunnel were being built. With the siege on Gaza, tunnels were brought people all the basic needs like food, building material, other stuff we needed, but not anymore because the Egyptian side flooded them up with water and they are not working anymore. Drugs were being smuggled and many young people get addicted too. In the traditional of the Palestinian society, it's forbidden for men to enter the household. There's a group of people in Kenya, people cross oceans to go see them. These people are tall, they jump high, they wear red, and they kill lions. You might be wondering, who are these people? These are the Maasais. You know what's cool? I'm actually one of them. The Maasais, the boys are brought up to be warriors. The girls are brought up to be mothers. When I was 5 years old, I found out that I was engaged to be married as soon as I reached puberty. My mother, my grandmother, my aunties, they constantly reminded me that your husband just passed by. Cool, yeah? And everything I had to do from that moment was to prepare me to be a perfect woman at age 12. My day started at 5 in the morning, milking the cows, sweeping the house, cooking for my siblings, collecting water, firewood. I did everything that I needed to do to become a perfect wife. I went to school, not because the Maasais, women or girls were going to school. It's because my mother was denied an education. And she constantly reminded me and my siblings that she never wanted us to live the life she was living. Why did she say that? My father worked as a policeman in the city. He came home once a year. We didn't see him for sometimes even 2 years. And whenever he came home, it was a different case. My mother worked hard in the farm to grow crops so that we can eat. She reared the cows and the goats so that she can care for us. But when my father came, he would sell the cows, he would sell the products we had, and he went and drank with his friends in the bars. Because my mother was a woman, she was not allowed to own any property. And by default, everything in my family, anyway, belonged to my father. So he had the right. And if my mother ever questioned him, she beat her, abused her, and really, it was difficult. When I went to school, I had a dream. I wanted to become a teacher. Teachers looked nice. They wear nice dresses, high heel shoes. I found out later that they're uncomfortable, but I admired it. But most of all, the teacher was just writing in the board, not hard work, that's what I thought, compared to what I was doing in the farm. So I wanted to become a teacher. I worked hard in school. But when I was in 8th grade, it was a determining factor. In our tradition, there's a ceremony that girls have to undergo to become women, and it's a rite of passage to womanhood. And then I was just finishing my 8th grade, and that was a transition for me to go to high school. This was the crossroad. Once I go through this tradition, I was going to become a wife. Well, my dream of becoming a teacher will not come to pass. So I had to come up with a plan to figure these things out. I talked to my father. I did something that most girls have never done. I told my father, I will only go through this ceremony if you let me go back to school.
link,
The reason why, if I ran away, my father will have a stick.
My photo taste is the Pinterest because they are the best.
Over something at home.
Christmas presents, maybe?
Christmas presents, don't tell the kids. But yeah, I'm a bit scared that they